Are you able to see my screen? Can someone confirm so that I? Yeah.
Yes,
So we are discussing like how to record the transactions and all. So if we have the UI for our application, we can record our actions. So let us assume I am working on the Flipkart application, or else I'll take this pet store only. Okay. So we'll go with the same URL. So this is my application URL. I am launching the URL now. I can record this action. I'm going to click on the enter the store. I can record that action. I'm going to click on the fish. I can record the action. So how we can record these actions and all. So yesterday I have been explained you how we can record the actions and all. I'm not sure how many of you practiced from your end and all. So today also I'll explain one more time so that you can get the better clarification on that. Okay. See, whenever you want to use your JMeter for the recording and all, so make sure that you have been configured the manual proxy in your targeted browser. Let us assume my targeted browser is the Firefox. Here I have launched my Firefox browser. It is bit slow. Okay. Yeah, so here you can see right side top corner, you can see three line icon, you can see, right? So you can click on that like on that icon, click on the settings. Okay, here search for proxy. Okay, search for proxy. Here under the network settings, you can see settings here, double click on that. Okay, so if you double click on that, you can see one pop-up window. Here by default, you can see like no proxy will be there in your mission. Okay, so you need to choose the manual proxy configuration, and here HTTP proxy by default here you can see like 127.0.0.1. Okay, so this kind of URL will be there, IP address will be there in your browser. Okay, so instead of this 127.0.0.1, so what you need to do, you just enter localhost. Okay, don't give any extra spaces and all. Okay, many times I told you don't give any spaces in front of L, don't give any space like this. Okay, after T also don't give any spaces. And the port number, I think in your mission you can see like 8080 something, something port number you can see. Okay, coming to in our case, why I have used the double eight double eight means, so in the JMeter. Okay, let me launch the JMeter. I am using 5.3. So always we need to go to bin folder. Okay, any kind of version, any version it may be. So go to the bin folder. Here you can see copy coffee cup symbol. You can double click on that so that you can invoke your JMeter in your mission. Yeah, so JMeter is launching now. Yes, this is my JMeter. Okay, so go to full screen modes for the better visibility. All of you go on full screen mode. You know, for the recording purpose, what we need to do, we need to add the HTTP test script recorder that will be there in the non-test elements. So add the HTTP test script recorder. So using this non-test script element, we can record the actions and all in the browser. Okay, here you can see under the global settings. Yesterday I have explained you each and every property. So whatever there in the HTTP test script recorder. Here we are using the port number 8888. So therefore, same port number we should give in the here in the targeted browser as a port number under the manual proxy configuration. Okay, see I have given 8888. So that is why I have given port number as 8888. By default, JMeter it is using 8888 as the port number whenever you are recording your scripts and all. So therefore, the same port number I have given in the browser. Okay. So and the remaining also you need to follow the same localhost 8888. So you should give, and finally click on OK. Okay. This is how you can configure the manual proxy, and how to make sure whether you are working, whether your proxy is working fine or not. Okay, so open any website in your targeted browser. Okay, so this is the browser where I have changed the proxy and all. So therefore, click on any application. I am opening the Amazon now. Okay, see it will throw an exception saying that the proxy server is refusing the connection. So what it means, you have configured your proxy successfully in your targeted browser. Now go to your JMeter. Okay, so go to your JMeter. So add the thread group. So why? Because yesterday I told you. So without having the thread group, we cannot execute the script. So therefore, must and should make sure that you have been added the thread group to the test plan. Okay. So then go to the test script recorder and just click on the start button. Okay. Whenever you have been clicked on the start button, you can see it is throwing an error, so, showing that target controller is configured to use recording controller and all. Click on OK. Here you can see target controller. So by default it is showing like use recording controller. Click on that one. So there is a drop down. Okay. Other than this use recording controller, you can select either HTTPS test script recorder or you can select test plan thread group as well. But the best approach, for the best practice, what we can do, so you need to select this test plan thread group. Okay. So and coming to grouping, so yesterday I told you to use put each group in a new transaction controller for the best practice. So go with that property, go with that changes. Okay. So now click on the start button. So now see, so there is no error and all. So now JMeter, what it will do, it is invoking the certificate backend. So it is invoking the JMeter root certificate. So once the root certificate is generated, okay, see root certificate is generated. ఎలా చెప్తున్నాను, how I am telling that root certificate is generated at the backend. Okay, see whenever I have been clicked on the start button, see immediately the root certificate is invoked now. Okay, previously you have seen, right? So it is taking some time, loading like that, it has shown at that moment. Okay, what it mean, backend your JMeter, so what it is doing, so it is generating the root certificate. Okay, so it is generating the root certificate.
Sir, small doubt, sir.
Yeah.
హలో సార్ ఎవ్రీ టైం సర్టిఫికేట్ జనరేట్ చేస్తుందా లేకుంటే వన్ టైం
నిన్న
చేస్తుందా?
చెప్పాను నీట్గా రాజేష్. సో 7 days ఉంటుంది. ఈరోజు మళ్ళీ మీకు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తున్నాను కాబట్టి ఐఎమ్ యూజింగ్ అనదర్ వర్షన్ ఆఫ్ ద JMeter 5.3. ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే ఓకే అంటే ఆల్రెడీ ఉంది కదా,
నిన్న నేను చెప్పాను కదా, కొందరు ఏంటంటే ప్రాక్టీస్ చేశారు మీలాంటి వాళ్ళు, కొందరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయరు. సో అలాంటి వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారంటే మళ్ళీ ఫోన్ చేస్తారు, ఈరోజు నాకు రాలేదు అంటారు. వాళ్ళ కోసం మళ్ళీ రిపీట్ చేస్తున్నాను రాజేష్, నాట్ ఫర్ యూ. So once you have generated the root certificate, that is valid for 7 days. Yesterday I have been generated the root certificate and I have installed the certificate as well. That is valid for the 7 days. I am using different version of the JMeter today, so therefore it is generated the certificate. Okay, clear Rajesh? Yeah. Yes, sir. So I am using the different version JMeter today, so therefore it is generated the certificate. Okay. Yeah. So now what you need to do, okay, so just go to click on the start button, click on the start button and click on OK. Okay, so now here you can see a pop-up window. So you are able to see the pop-up window in the sense, yes, your JMeter is ready to capture the transactions. Now you can record. So go to your targeted browser. Okay, so go to your targeted browser and now so just give the transaction name like T01 underscore launch. Okay, this for the best practice, you need to give the transaction name like this. You need to follow the proper naming convention. T01 underscore what you are doing, you are doing launch. T is nothing but transaction, you are doing the first transaction, therefore T01 I have given. What is this launch, what you are doing now? I am launching my application, so therefore I have given the name as a launch. This is how you can give the naming convention, how you can follow the naming convention in the real time. Okay, so we are putting 4 years and all 3 years 4 years experience, right? So you should follow like a real time guy. Okay, so I am launching my application is pet store. Okay, I am launching the application, see launching is done. Okay, so next is T02 underscore, I am going to click on the enter the store, just give like click on click on enter the store. Okay, then click on the enter the store. See now it do not work. Somebody asking to join. See, it is throwing an exception showing that potential security issues. See, so whenever you have seen the potential security issue, at the time what it means, so you need to install your certificate, your JMeter root certificate in the browser. If not, you cannot record the actions, right? So we need to install our certificate. How you can install the certificate? See, whenever you have been clicked on the start button, one certificate is generating. See, certificate is generated, root certificate. So where it will be there? Ekaduntundi. Okay. So where that certificate will be there? Go to your bin folder. I am using Apache JMeter 5.3 version. So top corner you can see, left side top corner you can see Apache JMeter 5.3. Okay. So this is Apache JMeter 5.3. In the bin folder you can see, okay, next to Apache JMeter.jar you can see Apache JMeter temporary root ca.crt. So this is the certificate which is generated. Okay, if you want, I will show you the date and time as well. So today that certificate is generated. Okay, so just now it is generated. You can see created date 18th February 2022 and the time also you can see 8/6. Okay, so today that certificate is generated. So how many days it is having the validity? How to know? Double click on that one. If you double click on that certificate, so you can see a pop-up window. Here you can see valid from valid to 18 to 25. The certificate is validated. Okay, so every time the certificate you no need to install in the browser. Once you have been installed that certificate, so that will be the validity will be there for the 7 days. Okay, now next question, how to install this certificate in your browser? Go to your browser. Okay, go to your settings, click on this three line icon and go to settings. In the settings, search for the certificate, SCRT certificate. Okay, here you can see view certificates. Click on the view certificate. Whenever you have been clicked on the view certificate by default, okay, here you can see one line, okay, blue color line. Okay, that means you have landed on your certificates. Okay, so you have landed on this tab. So go to authorities. Here you need to import your certificate. Okay, don't import under your certificates. Always you need to go authorities and here you need to import your JMeter certificate and all. Okay, click on the import. Click on the import button. Okay, so now go to your Apache JMeter 5.3. So this is the 5.4.1. So the version yesterday we have been used for recording and all. Okay, see, you can say Apache JMeter temporary root certificate 17/02/2022. So yesterday I have generated the certificate. Your JMeter it is generated the certificate. So today I am using 5.3. So let me go with 5.3. Enter into the bin folder. Here you can see Apache JMeter temporary root certificate 18/2/2022. So today we have generated this one. Okay, click on open and click on. Okay, so just check these two check boxes. We are trusting the certificates and all. Click on OK and finally click on OK. So this is how you can install the certificate in your browser. Okay, if you have not installed the certificate, so you can get the potentiality errors you can get. Just now I have been shown you, right? So whenever you have started recording, okay, you are getting the potential issues. Okay, how to overcome that issue? So you need to install your certificate in your browser. So this is the important question the people they are asking in the interview. Okay, so I'm not able to record my script. So what is your approach? Okay, so at the time what you need to tell, I'll verify whether I have configured the proxy properly or not. So then I can install, I'll check it out whether I have been installed my certificate so properly or not. So those two things we need to verify from our end. Okay, so yeah, so yeah, now go to your JMeter. Okay, so go to your JMeter. So let me delete this and all. Okay, so go to your JMeter, go to desktop recorder, just click on the start button. So click on the start button. See, root certificate is invoked now. Okay, so this is the old certificate only. Okay, this is not the new certificate. Already morning we have generated the right. So 5 minutes before we have been generated the root certificate. So that certificate is valid for 7 days. Okay, so therefore, so malli generate cheyadu. Okay, T01 underscore launch I am doing now. So give T01 launch and I am using, okay, something website called Blaze Demo. Okay, let me use the same application only, Pet Store. Okay, I am launching the application Pet Store. Okay, so launching is done. So now enter the transaction name first. First enter the transaction name and then only perform the transaction. Enter the store. Okay, so click on the enter the store. Okay, so after that, so what I am doing the third transaction. I have given T03. I am going to click on the fish. Click on fish. That is the third transaction. Click on fish. Okay, don't do actions back to back. Okay, so ఎందుకు బ్యాక్ టు బ్యాక్ చేయకూడదు అంటే హియర్ యూ కెన్ సీ till the page loaded we have to wait for the loading. Okay, let me show you. I'm going to click on the angelfish. Okay, so T04 underscore angelfish. Okay, angelfish. Okay, so click on this angelfish. Here you can see it is loading. Okay, into mark you can see till it is completely loading that particular page we need to wait. Okay, so don't do back to back transactions, don't to perform. Okay, back to back చేయకూడదు. So page load అయ్యే వరకు we should wait, then only we need to perform the next action and all. So now I'm going to stop the recording. So two ways you can stop your record. Okay, so first way is you can click on this one. Okay, stop button you can see right on the pop-up window. On the pop-up window you can see the stop button, right? You can click on this one, or else go to your JMeter. In the JMeter also you can see stop button here, you can click on this as well. Either you can click on this stop button, so which is there in okay, so which is there in the JMeter, or else you can click on this. Okay, you can use anything. So now we have stopped the recording. So where I can see my transactions and all. Okay, so where we can see our transactions and all. Okay, here whatever the target controller you have been chosen, under the target controller the recordings will be recorded, recording will be captured. See, I have chosen the target controller as in the test plan thread group I have been chosen. So go to thread group and double click on that. So you can see our transactions have been recorded. Okay, our transactions have been recorded. See, launch we did, enter the store we did, click on fish we did, angelfish we did. See, our transactions have been recorded. So this is how you can capture your transactions from the browser. Okay, any application it may be, yes, you can capture the transactions and all, but don't record high secured applications like Google, Gmail. Okay, so Yahoo. Okay, so Flipkart, Facebook, Myntra. Okay, so like HDFC, SBI. So such kind of websites and all don't use for the recording and all, it do not work. Okay, so I'll share you some applications with you for the recording and all, you can practice on that. Okay, so this is how you can record your what I can say, your actions and all. So whatever you are doing on the browser, on any application, okay, you can capture the transactions. Okay, you can capture that actions, you can capture that scenario, whatever it may be, the naming convention, whatever it may be. So you can capture anything. Okay, let me show you నేను క్యాప్చర్ చేశానా లేదా, I will show you. Okay, so right click on the thread group. Okay, add the listener. Why we need to use the listener in the coming sessions I will tell you. Okay, so to see what request you are sending, what response you are getting, input ఏమి ఇస్తున్నారు, output ఏమి వస్తూ ఉంది. So to check that we need to use the listener, and that too I am using the view registry here. Just click on the play button and see, okay, what is going there. Okay, now I am executing my script with a single user. See, the transactions and are executing over here. See, okay, so executing, right? So now let me check. Okay, so let me show you response day, response body. Okay, this and all junk and all, so we not required. And see, go to browser. Okay, so go to browser here. Instead of text, go with browser. Here you can see by default text will be there. Okay, by default text will be there, so we need to make it as a browser. So coming sessions you will okay, మీకు అర్థం అవుతుంది. See, whenever you have been clicked on the enter the store, this is the page which you are seeing in the browser. Let me show you. Okay, so here you can see, let me launch. See, whenever you have been launched, yeah, so whenever you have been clicked on the enter the store, where you are landing, so this is the page you are landing. So where you can see sign in link, search field, okay, salt water, fresh water, various breeds, exotic varieties, lizards, snakes, exotic varieties, these and all things you can see, right? The same thing, same information you can see in the browser as well. So this is the browser, right? So go with the browser. In the JMeter you can see sign in button, okay, sign in link, okay, search field, salt water, fresh water, various breeds, okay, so exotic varieties. See, so you can see the same stuff whatever you are seeing on the browser. Okay, so this is the beauty of your JMeter. So JMeter, what it will do, it will simulate like a browser, it will work like a browser, but it is not a browser. Okay, so it will work as a browser, it will simulate the users as a browser, but it is not a browser. Okay, so next, this and all other supporting request, you can leave it. So click on the fish. So whenever you have been clicked on the fish, you can see, let me go on, let me show. Click on the fish. What you are seeing here, so fish you can see, product ID name you can see, right? FISH01 angelfish something something you can see. Whatever you are seeing here on this page, you can see the same thing in the your JMeter as well. See, okay, so fish, product ID, name, angelfish, tigerfish, koi, goldfish. So everything whatever you are seeing here, the same thing you can see here as well. See, okay, so తర్వాత ఏం చేశాను, I have clicked on the angelfish. Click on the angelfish. Here two products are available under the angelfish. You can see those two products over here. Click on the angelfish. See, angelfish I have been clicked on, and product ID, item ID, description, list price, everything whatever there. So I can see here the same thing you can see in the browser. Okay, so whatever there in the browser, simply it can be captured by your JMeter and it is showing here. See, that is the beauty of your JMeter. So what it mean, so ఏంటి దాని అర్థం ఏంటి, అసలు ఏంటిది అంటే, see what we are doing here in the performance testing. Okay, performance testing, what we are doing, so we are testing the application. How you are testing the application? You are taking one scenario, you are identify few of the critical business transactions, important ఏముంటాయో, so that transactions are we are noting, and we are recording those transactions from the JMeter. So using JMeter, what you are doing, you are recording those transactions. So once you have been recorded those transactions, so what you can do, you can apply any number of users on that particular script. So this is the script which I have been prepared now. Okay, so what I can do, just now I have been executed with a single user. So therefore that whatever the actions you have been performed on the browser, the same actions can be performed by the user, right? So now I can go with 100 users here, I can put 100 here. So therefore the launch can be performed by 100 users, enter the store can be performed by 100 users, click on fish can be performed by 100 users, like that whatever the request will be there here. So each and every request can be performed by this many number of users. Okay, that's why we are recording our script, and we are iterating our script for n number of users. 100 అయితే 100, 1000 అయితే 1000, లక్ష అయితే లక్ష. So you can keep that many number of users load on the application, and you can test your application performance. Okay, so ఇవన్నీ టెస్ట్ చేయాలి అనే ముందు మనం రికార్డ్ చేయాలి కదా. సో therefore we have recorded our actions and all. Okay, but this is not the correct way. Okay, so before going to execute your test with a multiple users, so we need to do correlation, we need to do parameterization, we need to apply assertions, like that many concepts will be there. So from today onwards we are going to look into those topics and all. See, so you need to know about the sampler, you need to know about the listener and assertions. So you need to know what is correlation, how you can do the correlation, you need to know parameterization. These are the major topics we need to do. Okay, so without doing the correlation, parameterization and all, you cannot execute your script. Okay, you cannot iterate your script for n number of users. Okay, so just I am telling you, just I am giving the brief idea to you on the performance testing. Okay, so now let me explain. Okay, so yeah, so now you have recorded your script, right? Let me double click on the launch. Okay, let me double click on the launch. Whenever you have been double clicked on the launch, here you can see some pen icon or pen icon symbol related thing you can see. Just click on that one, you can see HTTP request. What is this HTTP request? Okay, here the request have been recorded. This is a request. All the requests have been recorded. See, you can double click on the any one of the thing and you can see. See, click on the fish, you can see everywhere you can see HTTP request are there. What is this HTTP request? Ain't it? So let me explain about that HTTP request. See, okay, here you can see on the top of the corner HTTP request. All are the HTTP request only. What is this HTTP request? Okay, go to your thread group, right click on the thread group, mouse over onto the add. Here you can see sampler. Under the sampler you can see HTTP request. Okay, this is the HTTP request which is recorded. Okay, which is recorded whenever you have been recorded your script. Okay, using JMeter. See, So this is the same one. If you want to see, same properties will be there. Okay, name, comments, basic protocol, server name. So everything will be same. Okay, so ఎందుకు రికార్డ్ అయింది, అసలు ఏంటిది హెచ్టిటిపి రిక్వెస్ట్ ఏంటి? సో బిఫోర్ గోయింగ్ టు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ దట్, I want to explain about the sampler. Okay, so in the JMeter, so sampler, what is this sampler? Okay, so sampler is nothing but it is a protocol. Okay, it is a communication mechanism in between the server and in between the server and the client is nothing but your JMeter. Okay, so sampler is nothing but it is a protocol, so which is a communication mechanism in between your client, your JMeter and your server. Okay, so you can use this many number of samplers as a protocol. You can use HTTP as a HTTP protocol. You can use like the bean shell sampler, you can use like bold request, you can use FTP, JDBC. So based on your requirement, you can use any sampler. Okay, but in the real time, maximum 90% of the cases, you can get a chance to work on the HTTP request only. HTTP protocol, that is, it is having huge requirement. So why? Because the people, they are building, they are preparing the softwares and all. So those are working on a web. Those are working on the backend web. So therefore, so there is huge requirement for the HTTP request, and majority of the cases you can work on the HTTP request only. So therefore, so we'll discuss about the HTTP request. So before going to HTTP request, let me explain about the sampler only. Okay, so in the interview, the people, they will ask you what is sampler. Okay, so like that they will ask you in the interview. Sampler is nothing but, sampler is a JMeter element. Okay, so can be it is like the communication mechanism, and we do have in the JMeter, we do have many samplers like HTTP request, JDBC request, FTP request, TCP sampler. So like that we do have the many samplers based on our requirement. So we can use any sampler, like that you can tell. So as of now, I am going with HTTP request. Okay, so this is the HTTP request I have been added. Okay, I have been added HTTP request. Here you can see on the top of the corner, you can see right side here, you can see. Okay, so HTTP request, you can rename to this based on your requirement. You can add any name you can add. Okay, so like I am doing the launching, so you can add launch. I am doing the login, you can give the name as a login. I am doing some X transaction, you can give the X transaction as a name. Okay, I am doing purchasing, so purchasing is the request name, you can give purchase. So like that, based on your requirement, you can give the name. Okay, now I am following like T01 underscore launch. Okay, this is how you can rename to your request. Okay, ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చాను, I have given T01 underscore launch, but I am not able to see here. Okay, so ఎందుకు రాదు అంటే, just go right click on it, that's all. See, the name whatever you have given, the same name is populated over here, T01 launch. Okay, so coming to comments, if you wanna write anything, any meaningful thing as a comment, yes, you can write over there, or else you can ignore. Okay, you can ignore, no problem. Coming to under the comments, you can see two tabs, you can see basic tab and advanced tab, you can see two tabs. Okay, so first let me explain about the basic tab, and then I'll go with the advanced one. See, under the basic you can see web server. So under the web server you can see protocol, server name, port number. Okay, so these are all things you can see. So what is this protocol, what is this server name, what is this port number, how, where I can get the data and all. Okay, you no need to worry about this web server details and all. So why? Because so whenever you have recorded your script, by default JMeter, what it will do, it is captured the name, it is captured the name, HTTP request name, it is captured the protocol, it is captured the server name, it is captured the port number, everything it is captured, and it is showing here with you. See, everything you can see here. Okay, so but you have to know what is this protocol, what is this server name, what is this port number and all. Okay, so let me show you. So there are two types of URLs will be there. Okay, so server names or URL or endpoint, whatever it may be, you can consider the thing. Okay, so URLs, basically two types will be there. Okay, so URL, let me give like URL types, public URL and private URL. So one is public and second one is private URL. Okay, so What is the meaning of the public URL and private URL? Okay. See, you are using Amazon.com, right? So Amazon.com, wherever you are, you can access the same application using a same what I can say, the URL. Okay. So throughout the world you can access it. So that is the public URL. Okay. You do not so using any network you can access that particular URL. Okay. So you can use Airtel, you can use Vodafone, you can use any kind of network, you can access it. Okay. So you no need to particularly Airtel అంటే ఎయిర్టెల్కే యాక్సెస్ అవ్వాలి, ఫేస్బుక్ జియో అంటే జియోకి యాక్సెస్ అయితేనే మీకు వస్తుంది, అలా ఉండదు. సో యూజింగ్ ఎనీ నెట్వర్క్ యూ కెన్ యాక్సెస్. So such type of URLs we can call as like public URL. Okay, examples are Flipkart, like Geo. Okay, so whatever the URLs you are using here, right? So Pet Store, okay, Google Meet, okay, Gmail, Flipkart, Facebook, Amazon, Myntra, HDFC, SBI, Axis. So whatever the URL you are using on your browser and all, so those and all comes under the public URLs. Let me copy this one. Okay, so let me copy this one. So this is the public URL. Okay, so example of the public URL, let me go with example. Okay, so this is the public URL. So now how to identify the port number, protocol. Okay, so port number, protocol, server name. Okay, these are all things for this public URL. So public URL ki ela identify cheyali. Okay, so first thing, protocol. Okay, so protocol. So how you can identify the protocol from this URL? Okay, here you can see, okay, HTTPS at the beginning. So that is the protocol. Protocol ni ekkada daaka consider cheyali ante, so till colon, so colon mundu varaku, so before the colon whatever will be there. Okay, behind the colon whatever will be there, so ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో దాన్ని మనం ఏం చేసుకుంటాం, we will consider that as a protocol. So here HTTPS is the protocol. Simply you can identify in that way. And so you can ignore this colon and slashes, double slashes. After the double slashes, whatever will be there, petstore.octoperf.com till .com. Okay, so this you can consider as a server name. Okay, so what you can consider, that is you can consider as a server name. Okay, so after .com, here you can see one slash. After the slash, whatever it will be there, you can consider that as a, okay, so you till end, so you can consider that as a path. Okay, so that is the path. Okay, here there is no port number. If you go to your JMeter, here you can see there is a port number. For the public URLs, almost you can see there is no port numbers and all. Okay, so ఇక్కడ చూడొచ్చు మీరు, there is no port number here. I'm using the Google Meet here, there is no port number. Okay, so there is no port number here. If we have the port number here, you can see, like, I don't want to modify here. If I did some modifications, the connection will lost. Okay, here I'll show you. Okay, if this is the public URL, right? If we have the port number, you can see the port number like this. Okay, so port number after .com. Okay, here two colons will be there. Let me copy this. Let me paste over here. There is notepad. Okay, so okay, so if we have the port number for the public URL, so where I can see, so here you can see the difference. Okay, see the difference after .com, so there will be a colon here, after colon 4 digits number or 3 digits number will be there, so you can consider that as a port. Okay, so you can consider that number as a port number. In our case, in our example, in the first example, we do not have any port number, so therefore I have not included the port number over here. So we have the protocol, this is the HTTPS or HTTP, so whatever will be there, so that will consider as a protocol. After this, after HTTPS, here you can see colon and slashes. That is the syntax, common syntax for each and every website. Okay, so let me copy Google Chrome, I mean this one, Meet. Okay, Control A, Control C. Let me go to notepad and stop here. See, so here also you can see same kind of syntax. Okay, HTTPS, 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 HTTPS. See, the protocol is same here, and the syntax, whatever will be there, that is the common for all the websites syntax. కావాలంటే మీరు చెక్ చేసుకోండి. So whatever the application you are launching, so without having these three, so there is no website URL at all. There should be there. Okay. So here in our case, coming to Meet, Google Meet, meet.google.com, that is the server name. And here REWE, okay, WBBYGMM, that is the path. Okay, so that is how you can find out, you can identify the protocol name, server name, and the path you can identify. If we have the port number, yes, we can pick the port number as well. And coming to private URL, how it look like, what is the private URL? Okay, so private URL in the sense, without having the proper network access, you cannot access such kind of URLs. Okay, so private URL అంటే మీరు ఇప్పుడు నేనున్నాను. Okay, so some applications I can use only in Office network. Office networkలో మాత్రమే నేను వాడగలుగుతాను. Whenever I came to my home, so the same URL, it do not work in my home. Why? Because I have not connected to Office network. So that is the private network. So therefore the URLs I am calling as private URL. Okay, so ఎప్పుడు వర్క్ అవుతుంది, whenever you have been connected to your Office network, then only that URLs it will work. If not, it do not work. Okay, సో అందుకోసమే అంటారు చాలామంది VPN వర్క్ అవ్వట్లేదు, అప్లికేషన్ నేను కనెక్ట్ అవ్వలేకున్నాను. సో లైక్ దట్ ద పీపుల్, సమ్ పీపుల్ దే ఆర్ టెల్లింగ్. ఓకే, ఇలా చెప్తా ఉంటారు. ఓకే, సో వాట్ ఇట్ మీన్, సో ప్రైవేట్ URLs it do not work from the outside environment. Okay, so whenever you have been connected to your office network, then only so you can access the private URLs and all. So private URLs ఎలా ఉంటాయి, so let me show you like this. 192.168. some scenario you can see like this. Number అని ఏం లేదు, some scenarios you can see the letters as well. Okay, 168.2.4054 like :9090/login. So like this will be there. Okay, so private URLs it look like this. Okay, HTTP or HTTPS. Okay, that is depends. Okay, in some scenarios the private URLs may look like this as well: HTTPS : // okay, / internal portal okay .com/ okay, so ufg/login. సో ఇలా కూడా ఉండొచ్చు. ఓకే, బట్ హియర్ దేర్ విల్ బి ఏ పోర్ట్ నెంబర్ లైక్ దిస్. ఓకే, సో హియర్ ఆల్సో ఇలా కూడా మనం చూడొచ్చు. ఓకే, సో దీస్ అండ్ ఆల్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ ద ప్రైవేట్ URLs and all. Okay, so this is the public URL. Wherever you are, you can access that particular URL. So you no need to connect to a specified network. Okay, coming to private URL, you should be connected with the private network, then only you can get the response for that particular URLs and all. So if not, it do not work avadu. Okay, so coming to the private URL, how you can capture the protocol and all. So protocol, so same method you need to follow. So whatever will be there, okay, ఈ colon కి ముందర సో ఏముందో దాన్ని you can consider that as a protocol. HTTP is the protocol. Okay, HTTP. And so next one, the server name. So server name is, so after these 2 slashes whatever will be there. Okay, so till colon, ఇక్కడ colon ఉంది కదా, colon వరకు మీరు కన్సిడర్ చేయాలి. సో కింద అయితే internalportal.com, till there you can consider. Why? Because so here we have the colon, so therefore you should stop at .com at .m you need to stop. You can consider this as a right, so this as a server name. Okay, so then we have the port number also here. So okay, so port number also we should give port number. Okay, so what is the port number here? 900 So after colon whatever will be there till slash varaku, whatever the number will be there, you can copy that number and you can take it as a port number. So next, after that is the port number, whatever will be there here, you can consider this entire thing as a path. So path equal to So this is how you can identify what is the our public URL, what is the private URL, what is the difference between those two, and how you can capture the protocol, server name, port number, path. So these many things. Okay. Yeah. So now coming back to our JMeter. Yeah. So JMeter, it is having the intelligency. So therefore it is capturing the protocol, it is capturing the server name, it is capturing the port number, everything it is capturing. Okay, you no need to worry about that. Okay, so whenever we are working on API testing, so manually we need to prepare the script at the time. So these things are all useful. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్పిన స్టోరీ అంతా సో మీకు ఎప్పుడు యూజ్ అవుతుందంటే వెన్ ఎవర్ యు ఆర్ వర్కింగ్ ఆన్ ద ఏపీఐ టెస్టింగ్. ఓకే, సో గోయింగ్ ఫార్వర్డ్ ఐ విల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ యూ హౌ టు డూ ద ఏపీఐ టెస్టింగ్ అండ్ ఆల్. సో దేర్ సో మనకి తెలిసి ఉండాలి. దట్స్ వై ఐఎమ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయినింగ్ హియర్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. వాట్ ఈస్ ద పబ్లిక్ యూఆర్ఎల్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద ప్రైవేట్ యూఆర్ఎల్, how to identify the protocol, server name, port number, path, these many things. Okay, so coming to UI. Okay, so this is on UI we are working now. User interface on the portal ఏదైనా అవ్వచ్చు. మీరు బ్రౌజర్లో ఓపెన్ చేస్తున్నారంటే యు ఆర్ లాంచింగ్ ఎనీ అప్లికేషన్ ఇన్ ద బ్రౌజర్, వీ కెన్ కాల్ దట్ యాజ్ ఏ యూజర్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ అప్లికేషన్ ఆర్ యూ కెన్ కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ఏ పోర్టల్ యాజ్ వెల్. ఓకే, సో యా, సో వెన్ ఎవర్ యు ఆర్ వర్కింగ్ ఆన్ ద పోర్టల్ అండ్ ఆల్, by default JMeter it can record the protocol, server name, port number and all. You no need to worry. Okay, so far you have been cleared about the protocol, server name, port number, path. Okay, what about this content encoding? So content encoding is nothing but that is the format of your web page, format of your request. Okay, automatically your application, your JMeter, so it can detect. So here you can see UTF-8, so that is the format. So you can give or you can ignore, that is not a problem. You can ignore it. Okay, so content encoding you can ignore, that is not required. Okay, so without content encoding also you can execute the scripts and all. There is no difference and all. Why? Because your JMeter it will work like a browser, so therefore it can identify the formats and all. Okay, you no need to concentrate on the content encoding. This is not a mandatory field, you can ignore it. The remaining and all mandatory fields. Okay, the protocol, server name, port number, okay, method type, path, these and all are the mandatory fields. Coming to here, the method type, HTTP, under the HTTP request you can see get, right? So this is the method type. What is the method type? So requests are many type. Okay, get method, post method, delete method, put method. So like that we do have the many types of methods. Okay, so here I will explain only two methods. So whenever I am explaining about the API testing, at the time I will explain the remaining methods and all. Okay, so just click on this drop down. Here you can see many request methods. Okay, so being a performance tester, you should be in a position to explain the difference between get method and post method. These two are more than enough for us. The remaining and all not required for the performance testers. Okay, so get method, post method, these two are very important. Okay, so what is this get method? When I can see the method name as a get method. Okay, so whenever you are launching your application, so that is the get method. Okay, you are clicking some clicking operations, that is the get method. Let me show you in the browser. Let me show you. This is your application, right? Okay, so pet store is your application. Okay, I have launched my application. Let me come from the beginning. So I am launching my application. Okay, I am launching my application, that is the get method. I am going to click on the enter the store, that is the get method. I am going to click on the fish, that is the get method. Just I am requesting something over here. I am not submitting any data to the server. Server ki nenu em data ivvatledu. Just I am doing some clicking operation. I am clicking on the angelfish. Okay, so what it mean? That is the get method. I am clicking on this large angelfish. Okay, EST -1. So that is the what we call the get method. I am going to click on the add to cart, that is the get method. Here you can see quantity. I am entering the quantity 3, quantity 4, quantity 5, like that I am entering. Okay, quantity 6 I am entering. So this is the post method. Okay, you are posting some information to the server. So quantity, based on the quantity only, based on the quantity how much you are giving, based on that the price and all vary. How it is varying? Manually you are giving the input over here. నేను 6 ఐటమ్స్ కొంటున్నాను కాబట్టి 6 into 16 హౌ మచ్ అని చెప్పి మీరు ఇక్కడ రాస్తున్నారా, టైప్ చేస్తున్నారా? నో, ద సిస్టమ్ బై డిఫాల్ట్ ఇట్ కెన్ క్యాప్చర్ ద క్వాంటిటీ హౌ మచ్ యు ఆర్ గివింగ్ హియర్. Okay, then it will calculate and it will display you, right? So This is the post method. You are sending some information to the server. So therefore this is the post method. Click on the sign in. Okay, click on the sign in. That is the get method. Now here I am entering the username and post method. Username and password I am entering. I am sending this information, the username and password to the server. So this is the post method. Okay, click on the register now. Clicking on the register now is the get method. And here you can see this many data you can submit to the your server. User ID, okay, new password, repeat password, first name, last name. So these many inputs you can send to the server. So this is the post method. So like this you can identify which is the get method, which is the post method and all. Simply I can tell. Okay, so you are giving any input to the server. If you are giving any input to the server means yes, you can consider that as a post method. You are posting some information to the server, like your username, password. Whenever you are registering, you are sending some information like first name, last name, your mobile number, your street address, your zip code, your country. So these are all things you are posting to the server. Okay, that is the post method. You are doing any search operation. Okay, so you are doing any search operations. Here I am going to search for the fish. Okay, so that is the post method. Why? Because whatever the information you have given, so based on that only you are getting the search results. That means how your system, how your application it can identify. You are sending this fish keyword to the server. So therefore server is returning some examples over here. It is returning the response to you. Okay, so this is the post method. So like that you can identify which is the get method, which is the post method, like that. Okay, so whenever you are recording your script, so JMeter by default, so it will show you, it can record and it will show you. See, post method. Okay, see from the beginning I will come. See, get method. Okay, so get method, post method. Okay, post method. See, so by default, okay, so your JMeter, what it will do, it can identify the method type here and it will show you. You no need to worry about that. So but in the interview, the people they will ask you what is get method, what is the post method, what is the difference between get method and post method. So like that the people they will ask you. So that's why I'm explaining the things with you. Okay, so if it is a get method only for the launching, only to retrieve any information from the server, we can use the get method. Okay, simply you can tell to retrieve any information from the server, so we can use the get method. If it is a post method, so we are going to submit some information to the server like your username, password, something data, like whenever you are creating the user, you can send some information, right? Your username, first name, last name, password. So these details and all you are sending to the server. You are posting some information to the server. So therefore that is the post method. Okay, so yeah, that is the difference between get method and post method. Okay, next coming to our case. Yeah, so under that you can see redirect automatically, follow redirects, use keep alive. Okay, so these options and all we have seen somewhere else. Where you have seen, so in the HTTP test script recorder. So yesterday I have been explained you here under the test plan creation. So HTTP sampler settings you can see retrieve all embedded resources, redirect automatically, follow redirects, use keep alive. So whatever the information you have been given here, checkbox means check pet arrow, the same things you can see here in the request. See, redirect automatically, follow redirects, use keep alive, the same thing you can see. Okay, so whatever the options you have been checked over here whenever you are recording, the same options you can see here. Okay, so there is no much concentration not required on that. So JMeter automatically it can detect the things and all. Okay, so yeah, so you can ignore it, no problem. Coming to parameters, body data, files upload. What is this? Okay, parameters. Whatever the parameters you have been shared to the server, so those parameters will be recorded under the parameters over here. Okay, see, I have clicked on the angelfish. Let me go. Where is JPEG store? Okay, so go to here, click on the fish. I have clicked on the angelfish. So what is the product ID? What is the parameter name here? F1SW01. You can see that parameter name over here, F1SW01. Okay, so this and all can be recorded by your JMeter only. I have not given any manual interrupt over here. Interruptions in ivalledu. Okay, so JMeter automatically it is captured whenever you are recording your script. So At the same time, your JMeter, so it is having the intelligence to capture the request and all. It is captured. So therefore, the whatever the parameters you are passing, that parameter will be appeared under the parameters. That's all. Coming to body data, so whenever you are working on the API, okay, at the time the parameters will pass under the body data. Okay, so whenever you are working on the UI, parameters will pass, okay, under the parameters. Okay, మనం మాన్యువల్గా పాస్ చేయము. whenever you are working on UI, manually we do not get a chance to pass the parameters. So why? Because we will record the scenario, right? So by default, automatically, so JMeter, it can capture the parameters and it will show you the parameters under the parameters tab. Whenever you are working on the APIs, at the time parameters manually we will pass. Okay, so we will pass there, we will enter there at the time. So we can click on the body data and we can click the we can paste the parameters over there. That is the difference. Okay, so whenever you are working on the APIs, you can include the parameters under the body data. Whenever you are working on UI, so JMeter automatically it can capture the parameters and it will show the parameters under the parameters tab. Okay, that difference you can admit from your end. Coming to files upload, when I need to use this file upload, let us assume you are working one of the application which is related to Gmail related application or mail related application. Okay, or else any Facebook related application. Okay, so in the Facebook, you know, right, we can upload our files, right? So our what we call our images we can upload, our videos we can upload. Okay, so that kind of request you are testing now. Okay, so if you want to upload your files and all, so how you can upload? So you need to come to this one. Okay, come to this section, files upload. Here you can see bottom, add. Okay, right click on that bar, click on the bar, add, so that you can see one row is added. So here what you need to do, here what you need to do, so give the file path. Okay, so give the file path, parameter name and MIME type. What is the file path? Let us assume I want to upload one JPEG file or PNG file image. Okay, I can upload it. So how I can upload? So go to your so let us assume I want to upload which one? This one. Okay, February batch test plan. I want to upload this. Okay, for this file, for this image, so we do have the path, right? So there will be a path for that. Okay, take the path. Okay, so this is the path where it is C users Gimiti OneDrive, so something. So this is the path. Let me copy that path and go to your JMeter. Okay, so go to your JMeter and here you can paste it out as a file path. Okay, so what is the parameter name? So what is the parameter name? Parameter name is, so this is the parameter name, Feb batch test plan dot JPG. That is the parameter name. So you can give the parameter name here. So something like test plan something you can give. What is the MIME type for that? I am entering the parameter name, so which is related to PNG, that is image formatted, right? Dot PNG. So for each and every file, for each and every type of the file, there is a separate MIME type. So from where I can get the MIME type? Okay, so go to your Google and search for MIME type. That's all. Okay, MIME type. Okay, here you can see type list. Okay, so this is the website where you can get the MIME type. Let us assume, see, I am uploading .aac file. What is the MIME type? Audio.aac. So now I have entered which one? .png, right? So you can go and you can check here .png. So what is the MIME type? Image/png. You can copy this image/png and go to your JMeter and you can paste over here like this, image.png. ఇలా ఇవ్వలేదనుకోండి, it cannot upload your file. Okay, so whatever the file you are uploading here, so whatever the format it may be, so according to that format, so you need to get the MIME type from the Google. Okay, so let us assume you are uploading PDF. Here you can see PDF, application/PDF is the MIME type. Okay, if you are uploading the PPT, so you can see application/VND something is the what we call the MIME type. Okay, let us assume you are uploading MP3, so .mp3, audio/mpeg. You are uploading MP4, you can see video/mp4. So like that for each and everything. Okay, so you can get the MIME type here. Okay, doc document you are uploading, .doc, application / ms word. So okay, so you can get the MIME type here in this website. I will post this with you, okay, in WhatsApp group. Okay, from there you can get the MIME types and all. Okay, so where we are, yeah, so MIME type you should give. So that is how you can upload, how you can use your file upload option. Okay, and yeah, so far we have been discussed about the basic tab. So next I'm going to advanced tab in the HTTP request. Okay, so coming to advanced tab, here you can see client implementation. Under the client implementation you can see implementation. Just click on the drop down. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ చూసినట్లుంది కదా, ఎంటీ స్పేస్ జావా హెచ్టిటిపి క్లయింట్ 4 అండ్ ఆల్. ఓకే, సో వెన్ ఎవర్ యు ఆర్ రికార్డింగ్ యువర్ script using test script recorder, here in the request filtering you can see where it is, somewhere we have seen here in right http sampler setting, you can see type. Okay, click on this one. So here you have type, right? Under the http sampler settings we have type, right? Click on the drop down, you can see same options, you can see whatever the option here you are using. Okay, so before recording your script, right, you are choosing some actions and all, some properties and all. You have chosen the type as a empty for recording. So therefore for all the actions you can see, for all the requests you can see implementation you can see as a empty you can see. Suppose if you chosen the type as Java, at the time you can go and you can verify after the recording, post the recording అయిన తర్వాత here implementation you can see like Java for all the requests. Why? Because you have used the implementation like, okay, so which implementation you are using here while recording, whatever the implementation you have been selected, the same thing will be populated in the request. Okay, yesterday I told you why we need to use the type and all. Okay, so whenever you are not able to record your JMeter script using JMeter, at the time change the type empty to Java and see. Okay, by click on the record, click on the start button and see whether you are able to record or not. So after changing the like empty to Java also you are not able to record, means again change from Java to HTTP client 4 and see. So అది చెప్పాను నిన్న ఒక ఛాలెంజ్ లాగా. ఓకే, సో అలాగా మీరు whenever you have been changed the type, so that type option it will be populated in each and every request over here under the advanced one. Okay, here it will be populated. Coming to timeout, okay, so here you can see timeout milliseconds. Okay, you can restrict the sampler, you can restrict the request. Okay, how you can request the how you can how you can control the request means you can use the connection time. So whatever the time you are giving here, like 100 milliseconds I have given, so within 100 milliseconds this request should be connected to the server. Okay, so within 100 milliseconds the request should be in connect with the server. If not, it will throw an error. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, I am executing this particular request. Okay, so 66 I have given 100 milliseconds. See ఏమవుతుందో చూడండి, clear the data. So just click on the play button. So within 100 milliseconds that connection is established now. So therefore you are seeing in green in color. Okay, I want to see, let me go, just give as 1 second, 1 millisecond I am giving now. So click this, clear this, click on the play button. See, yeah, why error? Okay, why I am getting the error? Okay, see, the error is connection timed out. Why connection timed out exception it came? I have given the time as 1 second, 1 millisecond I have given. So you know 1 millisecond how much small it may be. ఎంత చిన్నదో తెలుసా? కళ్ళు మూసి కళ్ళు ఆర్పే లోపల, మీ కంటి రెప్పను మూసి తెరిచే లోపలనే ఆల్మోస్ట్ యూ కెన్ కంప్లీట్ 1 సెకండ్. 1 సెకండ్ అయిపోతుంది. హియర్ ఐ హ్యావ్ గివెన్ 1 millisecond. సో 1 second equal to 1000 milliseconds. You know it? So 1 second equal to 1000 milliseconds. Okay, so just I have given 1 millisecond here. See, కళ్ళు మూసి తెరిచే లోపలనే అసలు మీరు కంటి రెప్పను ఆర్పే లోపలనే మిల్లీసెకండ్ ఎప్పుడూ అయిపోయి ఉంటుంది. సో వీఆర్ నాట్ గెటింగ్ ద రెస్పాన్స్ ఇన్ 1 millisecond. సో దేర్ ఫర్ JMeter is throwing an exception saying that connection timed out. Okay, see, connection connection timed out. You can restrict the request. Okay, restrict cheyachu. And you can guide the request. Within this time, you need to reach out. Okay, you can reach out to your server. If not, I'll throw an error. Okay, so like that you can use this timed out, but in real time we do not use that one. Okay, we do not use this timeout options and all. And also you can restrict the response as well. Within 10 seconds I need to get, within 1 second I need to get, within 10 milliseconds I need to get the response, like that. You can mention the time as well here in milliseconds. Again I am telling, in milliseconds you should give. Okay. And coming to embedded resources from HTML files, whenever you are browsing your website and all, so there will be a supporting files and all, like embedded files and all, backend too many files will be loaded. So if you want to include those embedded files, so then we need to go with this embedded features and all. Okay, you can go with this. Actually, whenever you are testing your application, we do not consider this retrieve all embedded resources and all. You can ignore it. So you can see in each and every request, you can see it will show like unchecked only. See, okay, whenever you are recording your script, JMeter automatically it can detect the things and all. You no need to worry about that. Okay, so coming to this source address, this is also not required. You can ignore it. Proxy server, yes, it is required. So whenever you are accessing your server, okay, you want to trigger one request to the server. Okay, మీరు ఏం చేస్తున్నారు, angelfish you are requesting for the angelfish. Okay, so that request will be initiated from the JMeter and it will be reached to the server ni reach అవుతుంది. Is there any firewall in between your client or in between your server and third party application? Okay, at the time we need to provide the proxy server settings over here. Okay, proxy server settings we should give over here. So what is the server name? IP address will be there for that particular proxy server. So you should give the IP address here, and the port number you should give. Username, password also you should give. So if not, you cannot execute the particular request. Okay, who will give this information and all? Okay, your team will give the information and all. You can reach out to your team and you can get the data from them. What is the scheme? Scheme is nothing but like HTTP or HTTPS, something you can get from them. Okay, get the scheme, get the server name, IP address, port number, username and password. In our case, we do not have any proxy server here, so therefore the data is not recorded. Okay, so if we have the proxy server, at the time while recording itself the data will be loaded over here. Okay, ఇక్కడ load అయిపోతుంది. Okay, so you no need to worry about that and all. Okay, next coming to optional task, this is not required, you can ignore it, not at all useful this. Okay, you can ignore it. And this is the HTTP request, mainly we will use in our real time. Okay, 90 to 95% of the projects, trust me, so they are working on HTTP request only. They are not using remaining samplers and all. Okay, so JMeter, yes, it is a tool and it is a service provider. Okay, so in order to fight with the competitor, so they are providing the multiple protocols and all. Okay, so there is a huge competition in the market. Okay, so many people they are giving many tools and all to test the performance of your application and all. So in order to sustain the competition and all, so they need to implement the new features and all. So that's why they are implementing the new features like samplers and all, these many samplers and all. But we do not use these many samplers in the real time. Based on our requirement only we can use. Okay, but there is a huge requirement for the HTTP request only. That's why I'm explaining everything on HTTP request. Okay, so that is about HTTP request. And so far we have been discussed about HTTP request. What is that request? What are all things will be there? What are all properties will be there? So each and every property I have been explained so far. Okay, yeah, so anything from your end you can ask me now. I'm stopping here for the day. Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you are having any doubt, you can ask me, or else you can leave from here and you can engage your activities. You can go and you can have breakfast and all. Anybody having any doubt, you can ask me so that I can answer to you. The people who are not having the doubt and all, you can leave from here.
Hmm.
Yeah, Aftab, you can ask.
Today, what we did, like testing, no? Uh, in the final, will you be showing all the things with the website?
Huh.
Like some part it is, I feel that it is missing for me. Like I get confused why we use that all those
Uh,
things. Like all the options you showed today in JMeter,
yeah,
like this
yeah.
and this we will be
Yeah, after
using.
what you will do again,
Uh,
watch one more time this video so that you can get the confirmation on that. So there is
yeah,
no
yeah,
much
I will
confusion and
get
all. So
that
you are
confirm.
feeling like that. That's all. See,
Okay,
yeah, I
okay.
have explained too many options, no. So to
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
it will take some
So
time. That's why whenever you have practiced on that particular topic, then only you will come to know. That's why I'm telling daily,
okay, okay.
please practice like that. Why means, so there will be a little bit confusion. Okay, how you can remove that confusion whenever you have started working on it, then only that confusion it will go. Okay,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Okay, sir.
Anything from anybody? So practice చేయండి. Without practicing you cannot get. Okay, only listening it do not help you. Okay, whenever you have started practicing, then only you can get the better knowledge on the subject. If not, you cannot get it. Okay, practice from your end. If you are having any doubt, reach out me. Okay, so I'll help you and I'll clarify your doubts and all. Okay,
Okay, sir.
I forgot to stop this recording.